Hello, I would like to start a series about Ansible, so let's switch to the command line and we will do short lessons. Lesson number 1, how to add a user. Ansible is using user called Ansible, so we need to create a user Ansible. Use information here. cd Ansible directory, I just created it to store everything that is connected with Ansible. I mean scripts, playbooks, etc. ls. I have some playbooks, I have host file, I have some scripts. Script number 1, add user. Cat add user, and here we go. ls servers, cat servers, or ls cat servers. Servers is a list of hosts. Cat etc hosts, and exactly etc host exists with these entries on the remote host. So cat etc host here. Here we go. Then I will just copy the command. It will be much faster. And exactly here and exactly here. Go back to Synology Arranger and to my host name. And here we go. There is a command. And so it picks up a list of host name from servers. It loads them to variable servers. Then you provide username, UID, enter the password. And for each entry in variable servers, so it reads host number 1, host number 2, host number 3, and etc. etc. Do SSH pass. So SSH pass is a software that you can install with command sudo apt install SSH pass, just like that, and -y to confirm it, and it will install it. And it takes the password from path file. So ls, I do not want to show you the content of the file. It contains a password for the user Adrian, for the currently logged in user. Okay, so $user is a operating system variable, it's global variable, so it will pick up the currently logged in user. So in this case, Adrian. So SSH pass reads the password from the pass file for the user Adrian, our currently logged in user, passes it to SSH. SSH is logging with man SSH. Here we go, and OPQ quiet mode, UCE, causes mod warning and diagnostic messages to be suppressed. And this one, -t for pseudo terminal location. This can be used to execute arbitrary screen-based programs on a remote machine, blah, 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 blah. And okay, so we will quit the manual and we'll go back to this. So SSH-q-t, currently logged in user, $I, so it will pick, in this place, it will pick up the host name in the beginning CM4, then worker1 and worker2. So in a loop, and on a remote host name, it will display remote host name on a remote host. And on a remote host, it will add a user with the command sudo user add. And then it picks the user ID variable, username variable, then creates a home directory for username variable it is using. Then it's setting the bin bash as shell for the user. And then we have $& echo username variable and password variable. So it takes it and it's changing the password for the user. Then it displays information that user has been added on a remote host or user already exists on a remote host if in fact the Ansible user has been already created earlier. And if there will be an error with the connectivity, example, the port is wrong, password is wrong, or something else, and there is no connection with the remote host, it will display just the information error on a remote host. And then we have a simple check. So it is logging the same way, but after the host name, it is displaying ID username variable. So it will pick up the username and it will be on the screen information about user ID, UID, Git and user groups. Okay, so one simple thing. You are a user who is working at home or at the company, and you start everything from the scratch. So you have the situation when on a remote host there is no RSC or a ED key or any other key for SSH, and you are using only passwords. This is the just because this is a basic I don't know how to call it, rule. And yeah, you have a clean system, and you need to create a user on a clean system, user Ansible, and then you will distribute the key for the user Ansible. But first of all, we need to create a user. So add user. And before I will proceed, I will explain something like this. ID Adrian, you can see I have a ID 1000. So I want to create a user with a number that is higher by 1. So Ansible will be 1001. This is the first thing. And previously I was talking about, sudo, maybe not cat, maybe sudo vim, etc sshd, and here you have a password authentication enabled. So this is the default situation, default action, and by default password authentication is enabled. And then I will show you how to change it later in the next lesson. We will go back to add user. So here we go. We run the script. Before we will run the script, so with Vim we edited it, and then hmod, just because we are using hmod without sudo, because we are changing the file for our user. With sudo we are changing files owned by someone else. Okay, hmod plus x and add user, just like that. And then execute add user script. Enter the username, Ansible. Provide the UID 1001. Enter the password. So you need to provide the password for the user Ansible. Here we go. Add that on worker 1, worker 2, and CM4, and hit Y on keyboard, and you can see we have UID, Git, and groups. Good. This is the basic step, and now we will end our lesson, and we will follow next lesson, and there I will show you how to add sudo privileges for user Ansible. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you very much. Have a nice day or night. Take care. Bye bye.